Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God! Einhorn is a man.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
When some loud bragger tries to put me down.
I love the Beach Boys.
I like the Beach Boys. I don't love them.
No, I have like all their albums, the greatest hits. When they started going to Pet Sounds and kind of got a little wacky, I'm like the old school, like, you know, bubble gum, soda shop. Everything's everyone's happy and smiley and everything's great. And
Hey, I got news for you, buddy. The world's not like that anymore.
I know, but
world's
you get
dark.
you get lost in the Beach Boys.
It's a dark place, my friend. It's really, really dark.
Jeff.
I
No,
don't know
in between my country music, I'd slip in some Beach Boys.
Oh, you're just too happy. Why don't you chew some bubble gum and skip down the
Dude, everyone's
the
chewing
walkway.
bubble gum and wearing their Letterman's jackets. And the big game's on Friday night, and we'll get a milkshake after the game down at Rogers Frosty Freeze, like, you know.
Dude, I live in the world of Mad Max. I don't know where you're living.
Well, welcome back to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. Got to support your team, right? Just like the Beach Boys said.
Yeah.
Well, the Jaguars, which is a hot topic. In fact, I think some of like Dan Patrick, some of those other guys were bringing up the fact that how do you pronounce it?
I've been telling you it's Jaguar.
No, you're right. But we were ahead of the curve. We were already having that conversation before the big national shows got a hold of it.
Last week we were doing that for a while. We've been doing it for more than a week. We've been at this job for a long time, it seems like.
Yeah.
Pep, I see you more than I see my own family.
Yeah, I see you a lot more.
You're getting, you know what? You're not as attractive as my wife. But guess what?
What?
You're getting there.
And that's what concerns me.
Yeah, it should concern you. We're going to be spooning during these broadcasts.
Oh, man. We were sitting pretty close to one another yesterday. I'm on the other side of the room now.
Yeah.
I needed to create a little bit of space, my bubble.
Yeah. Smedberg said, "Why were you guys sitting like together again?"
Why not?
She goes, "What?" I said, "We're just friends." Pep, you pronounced me as your best friend this week.
I did, and we're family.
And family.
Man.
Can't wait.
It's getting kind of serious.
Birthday parties.
You can say it's getting kind of serious.
Stauffer reached out to me.
He did. Okay, so here's the deal. Jeff is having his son's birthday party on Super Bowl Sunday, and a guy that he goes way back with, he had Twitter beef.
It wasn't just beef. It was Twitter hatred.
He hated you. So
he hated me, and I used to egg him on. Do you remember me calling you and saying I'm egging him on?
Yeah. Mike Stauffer, who he was a football coach at Patriot High School here in Riverside, technically Harupa Valley, but now he's at Arrowhead Christian in Redlands. But you guys are ready to bury the hatchet thanks to our middleman here in Chris Chaddick.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's great. I used to I would goad him. Is that the word goad, right? Goad.
Yeah.
And he would get so mad at me, and then I would call my friends and go, "Get on Twitter and watch this." And I would do it on purpose. Is that kind of mean? Or is that kind of funny? It's kind of funny.
Well, it's funny to you. You like to, egg them on and get them all fired up and riled up, right?
But I was really never mad, I don't think. Maybe a couple times, just because he talked about my bald head or whatever. That's kind of hurtful. But anything else was kind of fun. Good time.
You're trying to convert him over because Chris Chaddick originally was like, why is Jeff so salty?
Yeah, because I used to always pick against
He's angry
Sanji.
and picking on people. And I mean, it's like, that's just Jeff. But then he got to know you. And you're like, hey, wait, he's harmless. He's actually a really good guy. He doesn't have a bad bone in his body.
Yeah, no, it's all show persona, my friend. Show persona.
So now we're trying to knock another one off your list and your mortal enemies here in the Inland Empire. And Mike Stauffer's next on the list. And Chris Chaddick invited him. He invited him to your party. It sounds like he said yes.
Yeah, I would have them both over. They're good guys. I might even hug Stauffer. And I'm gonna give him not a brother hug, like those one. Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna embrace him. I'm going to give him a full embrace.
Like a Chewbacca hug.
Yeah, just a big, big embrace. I might even kiss him on the forehead.
So when are we going to show up at your party? We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We still have one more week.
Yep, one more week
to go before the Super Bowl.
Of prep, but I'm telling you what, if it's the Jags and Vikings, that's going to be a barn burner, baby.
Is it?
That's who I picked.
Because thinking about it, if you are an NFL fan, maybe you're in the NFL front office, you want the Patriots and the Vikings because, A, it's the Patriots.
No.
They're going to try to tie the Pittsburgh Steelers for the most Super Bowl titles in NFL history. Pittsburgh has 6, and then right after them on their heels, the Patriots, the Cowboys, the 49ers, they all have 5. So history could be on the line if Tom Terrific, Mo Brady's brother, can get back to the Super Bowl and win it. The other cool wrinkle is the Vikings could be in their home stadium for the Super Bowl, which has never been done.
Yeah, and 10 fans will be able to watch the game from their home field.
You know what I mean? Like, those home fans are going to pile up. They're going to make it feel like a home game for the Vikings.
Well, yeah, but they're going to be all waiting outside because everything is corporate tickets. So all the fans will be over like at University of Minnesota.
Golden Gophers.
They'll be playing, and they'll all be sitting there watching it on the big screen or inside the arena.
But you know what? But that's the storyline, right? Like, you want to see New England in there, and the fact that Minnesota, the novelty of it, that it's never been done before, the Vikings playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium. That would be like the ideal matchup, like everyone would want, right?
No.
Then there's the Jaguars, and the Eagles. It's like, oh man, that sounds like a first-round playoff game if there ever was one.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I want Blake Bortles because you guys all have doubted Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
He is the immortal Blake Bortles, as you said yesterday.
The immortal Blake Bortles.
I'm telling you, man, I want Blake Bortles because you guys rip on him constantly. You know, he's 6'6", a big he looks like a lumberjack. He deserves a title.
No, he doesn't.
He does too.
No. Don't you want to see Tom Brady back in there? Mo Brady's brother.
I am tired
Number 6.
Nah, I'm tired of that guy. He's too good looking. His wife's good looking. His kids are probably good looking. His dog is probably good looking. Everybody's good looking in that family. I don't want to see him anymore.
That's the AFC. I want to see the Patriots in there. Over in the NFC, it's the Vikings and the Eagles, and of course, it's been well documented. Everyone's talking about the fact that there's former Rams quarterbacks all over the place in this game. But did you hear that Minnesota travel agents are warning Viking fans who are going to Philadelphia for the game? They're like, might want to think twice about this. This is a bad situation. Philly fans are nuts. It's a rough city. Are you sure you want to go? Again, they're listening to the Beach Boys in Minneapolis, and everyone's smiling and going to the soda shop, and then they're like, hey, it's not like that in Philadelphia. It's rough over there. Those Eagle fans are nuts.
You know what you do? This is what you do is if you're wearing a Minnesota Vikings jersey or something when you go to the game, is you carry a big beefsteak sandwich in one hand and a beer in the other.
You'll fit right in.
You'll fit right, and you just cuss all the way into the stadium.
They'll be like, Eagles fan. There he is.
It's like, I got this shirt at Ross. It was $4. I'm sorry, it's Minnesota, but you just curse like a sailor and carry a big sandwich, and you'll be good, and a beer in the other hand.
You'll fit right in.
You'll fit right in.
That's your disguise.
And then have batteries in your pocket so you can throw them at people.
Battery chuckers.
Yeah, battery chuckers.
That's what the Giants used to do to the Dodgers back in the day.
In nature, a jaguar can defeat an eagle. In
Jaguar.
nature.
Yeah.
What?
If a jaguar and an eagle fought, they battled in nature. Who wins, Greg?
Jaguar.
A jaguar.
Jaguar
would eat it in one bite. Have you ever seen? I know we're going off topic just for a second. Have you ever been to the zoo? Anybody?
Yes,
here?
lots of zoos.
Okay, have you ever really looked at how big those cats are? Like, I have a house cat, Genie. I have a house cat, Genie.
Genie.
Well,
Genie, like Genie in like Aladdin, the Genie.
Hey, wait a second here, guys. Let me just tell you this. My cats, Genie's the last one, but I had a cat that was Major Nelson.
Oh.
And then I had Genie.
I watched that today.
Yeah, you did? I did with Genie. Yes, and then I had a cat named Major Healy. And then I had my dog was named Dr. Bellows.
So you love I Dream of Genie.
Oh, I love Barbara Eden. She's still hot. I mean, she's like 80, 90 years old, and she's still kind of cute. I mean, but I'm telling you, I always have.
So your cat was named after Genie.
Yeah, and Genie's
I Dream of Genie.
Yeah, Genie is the last of the kind. So when Genie goes, I'm gonna have to start a new sitcom. I'm thinking I'm gonna go some Seinfeld. That might be my next.
Oh, Seinfeld would be really good.
My next batch of animals will be Seinfeld.
I was watching Seinfeld the other night. It was the Pigman episode. Half pig, half man. I love those.
Hey,
old
last
episodes.
night was the one where Uncle Leo had his eyebrows singed
Yes,
off.
he's like, "Why are you angry?" The doctor's like writing him up. I watched that too.
That's the best.
Man,
Uncle Leo. Hello, Jerry.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's
Uncle Leo.
Jeffrey's working in the parks department, Jerry.
Oh, we love Seinfeld around here. Can't believe, again, another we're hermits. You know, people probably think we live this very glamorous life. Only Greg does. We go home and we watch Seinfeld. Hey, but I was at a basketball game the other night. Speaking of wearing the other team's jersey to fit in, right? So you wouldn't be hurt at the Eagles game, like you said, for all those Vikings fans out there. Are you okay with guys jumping on the bandwagon?
Am I?
Any sport.
Yeah, I jump on it all the time, for gosh sakes. I just told you I love Blake Bortles.
So, like, when you see someone with a Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors jersey, are you like, oh, come on, dude? Are you serious? Were you with Golden State during the bad times?
Yeah.
Did you go down with the ship? Because now that they're on top, were you with them?
Yeah, I don't like those guys. I agree with you on that one. No, I'm not really. I'm a Laker fan, true and true, through and through, till death, until Lonzo brings us a world championship.
Oh, gosh. You better hold your breath on that one.
How dare you?
So I was at Aquinas High School the other night for that big Aquinas Notre Dame basketball game.
Yes.
And it was standing room only. Again, when those parochial schools get together, and it was a league game, and it was for first place, standing room only. I had to fight through the crowd just to cut off a little corner, a little sliver of the sideline to shoot video from, right?
Yes.
So as I'm fighting through the crowd, trying to get to my spot, I see a Stephon Diggs jersey of the Minnesota Vikings.
Come on.
I did.
Did you call him a bandwagon?
No, I had to get past him to get to my spot.
Yeah.
I tapped him on the shoulder and said, "That was a great catch last night."
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, to him. He's like, "Oh, thanks."
Did you say, "Hey, bandwagon. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Nancy, take that shirt off there, bandwagon."
But you know what? Here's the deal. That was Monday night.
That's pretty impressive.
The game was on Sunday.
That's impressive.
I don't think there's any way he could have went and got that Stephon Diggs jersey in one day, right? Or can you go to the mall and buy a Stephon Diggs
Dude,
jersey?
you know what it's called? It's called Mom. I have some iron-on letters. Can you please iron this on a
No,
jersey?
it was legit. I mean, Amazon Prime. I don't know. Is that possible? 2 days? It was the day. It was the next day.
I don't know. I think I think he might
So
be
I was
a
like,
true
what does
fan.
this kid know that we didn't know? Like, he had the Stephon Diggs jersey already.
Hey, he's digging it, man. Maybe that's why maybe it was just the name. He's like, Diggs. This is Diggs,
I
man.
digs this.
I digs this. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a Stephon Diggs jersey. If you told me what kind of football jersey you're going to see before you walk into this gym, Stephon Diggs wouldn't have been. I'd be like, oh, maybe Tom Brady, right? You know, there might be some Brady guys out there wearing the Tom Brady jersey. No, Stephon Diggs when I walked in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love going to Disneyland and looking at the jerseys. I always take note of the most random jersey I can see walking around Disneyland, because you get people from all over the world, all over the country.
Yes.
And you'll be walking around and say, Jameis Winston jersey, like who's that guy?
But I'm telling you now, Blake Bortles.
Or like you'll see, I don't know, Rip Hamilton, old Detroit
Rip
Pistons
Hamilton?
jersey. Like, what's a Rip Hamilton jersey doing around here?
Hamilton.
You remember Rip? Those were good
so
Pistons
funny.
teams.
Yeah, I was
Like early 2000s, mid 2000s, they were good, man. Rip, Chauncey Billups.
I hate the Pistons. I hate them. You know why?
Why?
Tim Hatch likes them.
That's a good reason to hate them.
Yeah, and he always talks like the Pistons are still they're still good.
Yeah.
They're still relevant. They're not relevant.
No, they're not right
No,
now.
not at all. They never will against Detroit, for gosh sakes.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more NFL, high school football as well. And then just in a little bit, we're going to have Jerry Hurley on the show. He is the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame president.
Oh, he's the president?
And he's the president.
Do you address him Mr. President?
Yes, you do.
All right, I'm going to
Mr.
do
President.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
I got to work on it. Do I curtsy or bow to him? Or anything?
Yeah, you curtsy.
I'm going to curtsy and call him Mr. President.
All right, we'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's part is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make?
Welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Corum. And yesterday, covering some big-time basketball, Cardinal City, USA.
Yeah,
Jeff,
right.
You missed out.
No.
Big win for San Bernardino against Moreno Valley. So what does that mean? It means San Bernardino and Pacific will square off. Longtime rivals, first place on the line. I even heard that they're going to make it free to get into the game because they're expecting a huge, loud crowd. First place on the line. Cardinal City Arena, be there Tuesday. Pirates and Cardinals. I bring it up because it was a great game. I was happy to be there last night on IMG TV. You had to run the ship for like the last, 40 minutes? How'd it go?
You know, it was an hour.
Jeff?
It was an hour. You were on the phone, but I'm going to tell you this.
I was on the phone till like 5:15.
It wasn't on long enough. I can just tell you that. I dread doing this show by myself because I just play off of your silliness.
Yeah?
And I do not like being the serious guy and having to follow these rules and guidelines and minutes, and then I have to interview people. I might be the worst interviewer in the history of interviewers. But at least they're nice.
Was it bad?
No.
No, Coach Croy.
Sounded legit.
Coach Croy was very, very nice when I asked him, about his shoes and food and all that stuff. But he even thanked me later on. He sent me a nice
You asked him
text.
about food?
Yeah, I asked him.
Why'd you ask him about food?
Because they have a Chick-fil-A on campus at Cal
Oh.
Baptist. I didn't know that. And he said it was the second best food school in the country.
CBU?
Yeah, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Wait, so CBU wins all the conference titles in the Pac-West,
And
basically.
everything. And
And they
everything.
have the best food?
They have the second best food.
Oh, second best.
Yeah,
sorry.
second best.
Who's number one? We should look that up.
I don't know, but he was talking about all of these great restaurants and buffets. As soon as he said buffet, he had me. I would lock. I told him I'd see him 3 or 4 times, maybe a week from now on. He just see
Just
me.
go eat on campus.
I'm not going to go see anything about basketball or baseball or football. Oh, they don't have football. They're undefeated in football, though. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. So when you go to Cal Baptist, I'm just going to go for the food. I'm not going to interview anyone. I'm not going to stop and say, hey, I'm part of the Endless Sports Show. I just want my Chick-fil-A with my pickles on my turkey. Or no, chicken. Chick-fil-A.
Jeff, you're losing your mind over there.
Yes, it's Friday, baby.
It is a big Friday, and a big thanks to Rick Croy, who joined us yesterday. They're going to take on Concordia on the road on Saturday night, one of those rare road games for the Lancers this season. But they're back in that hunt for first place in the Pac-West Conference. And again, when you play at CBU, you play for conference championships, and this is the final year in Division II. And we touched on this briefly yesterday, but the fact that, if you I'm sorry, my tech. Of course, we're doing a show. Everyone starts texting me. It's like, come on,
Stop
guys.
texting.
My phone doesn't buzz. It doesn't buzz all day.
And then you get on the show.
And then it's like we start the show. It's like, hey, here's the termite guy. You want me to come spray around the house?
Just
stop.
Say, hey, stop texting.
Stop.
You jerk.
Stop.
You little jerk.
Stop.
Knock it off.
Stop. I'm trying to.
Gee whiz. Come on, Pip.
Exactly. Stop. I'm going to turn my phone over. Okay. What I was going to say was, is CBU going to be competitive in the WAC immediately? Yeah, they're going to be competitive.
Yes.
But don't be surprised if there's a little bit of, some growing pains, a learning curve as they go to Division I. So we're getting spoiled with Cal Baptist being like number one in the country for everything.
Yeah.
And they're winning all these conference championships. Yeah. And I'm not saying they're not going to do that at the D1 level, because they might. I mean, they're built to win already.
They could.
But we're pretty spoiled right now.
Yeah, and you got to figure Division I, and we've seen it. I've seen it for 2 years, and as a player, road games are so important in Division I level. When you're playing on the road, if you can win on the road, you have a shot to do big things, because a lot of teams can win at home. You look at across the board Division I schools, other than UCR right now in conference. If you win road games, you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
So I mean they're
going to have a lot of road games. You asked them about it yesterday. They're going to have a lot of road games.
Their schedule's going to change dramatically, because the Division I level, they want people want those home games, because you want that home court advantage. So they won't be able to play 20 out of 22 games at home next year. The Pac-West tournament is also at Cal Baptist this year.
They're going out big.
Yeah,
tons of home games, conference tournament on their floor.
Yeah, so I mean, he's going to have to go out on the road, and he's probably, you figure they're a new D1 program. They're going to have to play some big schools.
Yeah,
they're going to have to step up to maybe a North Carolina or a Duke. Or
which would be awesome.
It'd be great for this.
It might not end well, but it'll be a good experience.
But those are the baby steps.
Yeah.
To get, as you transition into Division I.
Well, I've covered other teams that have gone through this process, and they, like you said, their travel schedule was crazy, because they're trying to find anyone that would play them. So they could be at North Dakota State one night, and then they're at UNC Greenville or wherever the next night, and then they're back home to play, like maybe they'll slip in a Division II school, and then it's back on the road as they play, some other random D1 school in the middle of nowhere. But you have to build that schedule to find teams that will play you.
Yeah, and some schools won't play you because you are a new D1 and they don't want to lose to you. So some of these smaller Division I schools that maybe have been around for a long time, they won't play them. You're going to end up playing the UNLVs, the big ticket programs in the country. You're going to have to face those guys, 3 or 4 or 5 times.
But you make a little money, right?
You'll
take your lumps, but you make a little money for the school, right?
Yeah, I mean, just think of it. You probably make $90,000 to $100,000. You go to someplace like Michigan or Duke. They fly you out there. They do, pay for everything. So you walk away, and it helps benefit your program. But you're also going to have to pay a lot of money too if you're Cal Baptist to have Division I teams come play you at Cal Baptist. You're going to have to pay some good money. I mean,
especially if you want a high-profile school, right?
Yes, but even if it's not a high-profile school, if you're like if you're a Big West school and you want to come play a WAC school, you're going to have to pay that Big West school a lot of money to come play at your place. It's gonna cost CBU some bucks, but they have it. I know that.
I mean, because there's a big difference between saying like, "Hey, this Saturday night, Weber State." And you're like, Weber State, I think that's in Utah. Is that Utah?
Yeah.
As opposed to this Saturday night, Stanford Cardinal at CBU. You know what I mean? It just feels different.
Yes.
They're both D1s.
Very much
both
different.
D1s.
Yes. Well, maybe you could see a San Diego State coming down. I mean, I think schools that are within freeway distance, you'll see a few of those. You might see, I think, maybe
San Diego State would be fun, right?
That'd be a great one, because they would bring in their crowd. Cal Baptist would fill their. I mean, it would be more Riverside people, but you would fill that arena. You would fill that arena with a Northridge. You'd fill that arena with a Cal State Fullerton. Those would fill the gym because they're within proximity. They're
short drive.
Yeah, freeway close. So those kind of schools I could see playing Cal Baptist next year and the following couple.
The good thing that they have, and similar to like you compared to a Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids that live on campus there. And that's what you need. You need a strong student body who likes to go out to the games, the crazies, as they call them at Cal Baptist. And they love to do that. Like even volleyball, they'll go out there, they pack the student section, they're loud, they're running around, they're wearing capes and waving flags and just being nuts. You know what I mean? Like, they're into it.
Yeah, and that's really, I think that's the biggest difference we see between UC Riverside and Cal Baptist is, Riverside is a commuter school for the most part.
Kids, they take their classes and they go home.
Yeah, and the kids that do live on campus are generally probably from out of the area or out of the country possibly.
They're in the library. They're in their dorm room.
Yeah, and
that was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of communication, I think, between the school and the students at UC Riverside, and you don't have a football team. So really, your athletics start in November. At most big schools, your athletics start the day you get on campus because you have football programs. So you kind of lose that momentum because there's no football program. So you lose the momentum of students' activities dealing with the athletic program.
So much centers on just having a football game on Saturday, right?
It does. It really does. And I think you have UC Riverside's a big school. But when you have a lull, and the only thing, and I'm not knocking these sports, but you have maybe a volleyball in the beginning of the year, you have golf. You don't have these high-profile programs. You can go watch games. So there's really no, everybody's saying, no. It's not that I don't say it's not. It's a lack of school spirit, but there's nothing to kind of get you, to kind of just get the ball rolling. You have to wait till November for anything, and by that time, people are heavily into their finals. Then they take that 6 weeks off at Christmas. It's hard to get student engagement at UC Riverside. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't think there's an appetite to ever bring football back to UC Riverside because, you look at the Big West Conference. It's a basketball conference. It's a baseball conference. They're happy where they're at. There's no movement. I wouldn't say it would be completely impossible to say Cal Baptist would one day maybe have a football program, but at the current state, like being a small Division I college football team, like where would you play? It would have to be like
at Ramona.
If they built a stadium on campus, but like what conference? Like would it be the same conference as the Big Sky, like Northern Arizona, Northern Colorado, and
I don't
I don't know if they go Division I. Is that the next step if they want to really create that a higher profile? Because again, if you have football at your school, it takes it to the next level.
It does, and I think in theory, I'm sure Coach Ellis, the president.
Yeah, Dr. Ellis.
I'm sure Dr. Ellis would, if it's scheme of things, he'd love to have football. I think anybody would but you also got to look at the success that they do have at Cal Baptist by following their volleyball programs. I mean, they're packing Van Dyne, which is a big deal. I mean, they're packing every single game. There is student engagement, but do you have 25 to 30,000 people that are going to show up to football games? You're going to get 4,500 to 6,000 going to the men's basketball games, but that's all. When you
that's a good point.
Yeah, you get exponentially bigger. It really would change things. You'd have to have 25,000 students.
Yeah.
And Cal Baptist limits itself.
School population. What is it? Maybe like 7,000?
I don't know what it is now, but I know it's not nearly enough.
Tony, can you check that? Can you see what the school population is for CBU? I'm gonna guess. Just throw out a number. I'm gonna say between 6,000 and 7,000. If I was gonna guess.
How many of those are day students? How many of those are night students? Because you got to figure a lot of CBU's student population are night school people that are that are 35 to 40 years
finishing
old.
up degrees.
They're going
or
back to school. Yeah. I mean, we have an answer.
You have it?
7,957.
There you go. Almost 8,000.
Yeah, 8,000, and probably let's just say 3,500 of those live on campus.
Yeah.
Just I'm throwing out half of them. That will support. That would support basketball, volleyball, baseball, and softball. That's really all you can do it.
Plus, a small private Division I school. I can't think of a lot of those kind of schools that have football.
No.
Like if you look at the West Coast schools that are Division I that have football, we're talking about Sacramento State,
Davis,
UC Davis, of course Northern Colorado, Northern
Slow.
Arizona, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. None of those are private.
No, and they're all Division I AA. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, 1AA.
I mean, they would
Like the FCS. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have to play in that level, or even maybe play like it as they would maybe not be Division I in football. They might be
Now, see, that could work
Division
if they
II.
put Division II football.
Yeah.
Played the APUs of the world. University of San Diego, right? They still have football.
and they could sustain with a Division II program. They could sustain it. They could play their games at Ramona High School because it's the rain cross. It's Riverside. It's basically Riverside Stadium. If they filled that would be like the University of Redlands. That would be sustainable for a small program. You don't have to travel very far, and vice versa. But
The next time I see Dr. Parker, the athletics director,
You gonna
at
ask
Cal
him about
Baptist,
this?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. Hey, you know what? What's the odds that you guys ever, could get football? And if he says, "Oh, there's no way," but if he's like, there could be a scenario out there.
yeah,
You're saying there's a chance, right?
you're saying there's a chance, Jerry.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
As a football fan, here in the Inland Empire, we love the University of Redlands. They're the only 4-year university in the entire IE that plays college football.
That's true. Yeah, and they've been supported for years, by the Redlands community. So yeah, great football program.
So we're putting the cart before the horse, obviously, because CBU is just trying to make this transition to Division I. Now we're putting football on their plate.
Yes.
So we're giving,
Yes.
we're adding everything to what they've already got going on over there as they make this transition.
Well, they're doing everything right over there at Cal Baptist, and it is really neat to see. In fact, I drove by the arena today, and it is it's shocking because you see it out there on the freeway, and you go, oh my gosh, CBU has an arena, and you just kind of forget about it if you don't drive by it all the time.
No, you're right. I was just at Centennial High School for the Inland Empire All-Star Classic, and I was driving by and just looking around. I'm like, man, there it is.
Yeah.
That happened to me too.
Yeah.
I seen them. Wow.
Yeah.
Because, you're passing by Adams off the 91. You're not necessarily looking for it. And you look over, you're like, dude, that's gigantic. That looks new. The font on the lettering, you know what I mean? Like, everything's just striking. You're like, wow, there it is.
Yeah, it's the jewel of the Inland Empire. I used to compare it.
It comes at you like a mirage.
Like a mirage.
Is
like
this
a mirage,
real?
Yeah. But honestly, it gives you the feelings of, I grew up in Riverside, and I'm going to say it kind of reminds me of the old Rain Cross Square, the convention center. That used to be kind of when you drive downtown, that was the big basketball tournament every year, and it was the center of Riverside. You see it and you go, oh, that's basketball. That's great. And that's the same kind of feeling. Now when you drive by Cal Baptist, you go, oh, that's great. That's big hoops, big dreams, big fun.
All right, we'll CBU with a big road game we've just given the Lancers football, so congratulations.
Yes.
We figured it all out.
I can't wait to see who their quarterback is. Could be Tanner McKee. You never know.
Who knows?
Tanner McKee could be our quarterback.
All right, Jeff, you need to be on your best behavior because coming up in our next segment, we have the president.
Oh, wait. Do I curtsy?
This is not fake news. We have the president in the studio.
And I'm going to...
You're going to curtsy?
Do you curtsy? Do you say, hello, Mr. President?
Yeah,
Nice
you do.
Okay, I'll do that.
The red carpet, everything. We got to roll it all out.
I'll do it.
We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
But I see you gonna get up in there, clean up all that mess and make them tacos, right?
I'm a cook, I'm a clean.
That's
You
right.
put it down.
Inland Empire sports fans turn to the Inland Sports Show.
You talk through the radio?
On Fox Sports IE 1350 for breaking news, exclusive interviews, and big
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajon, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car, whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
And welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Kin Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training in Corona, and Catalano Motors in Corona as well, off to Mescal Canyon Road. Jeff, what's all the Secret Service doing in here? It's getting serious.
It's because I think the president is here.
The president's here. We have that song, right, Greg? I love it. You got the presidential music for the great Jerry Hurley, the president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, in the house. And Jeff, this hits real close to home for you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is one of those weekends in the Gorham household that we can all get together and celebrate my dad. And yeah, I'm telling you, I've been looking forward to it. My wife is making a cake for my dad, and
you know it's big time when the cakes come out.
And just looking at the list of guys that are going, the dudes that are going in, and coaches, I seem to know every single one of these guys, and I'm sure it's going to be like the president said here. It's going to be a family reunion for a lot of these guys, because they've all coached against each other. They've followed each other's careers, and just all genuinely good dudes, to say the least.
How are you, Jerry Hurley?
I'm doing well today, thank you. And if I bring my A game like you guys do, I'll be okay.
Oh, well, it's the coffee talking. It's the coffee talking right now. We got Jerry Hurley again, the president, Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, and the big Wall of Distinction ceremony coming up this Saturday, 3 p.m. It's open to the public, right? People
Yes,
can
sir.
come on down?
Yes,
Do we encourage people to come down and celebrate these local athletes and coaches?
Well, we're going to be on the 7th floor in the patio outside the Greer Pavilion outside the mayor's ceremonial room, and so it holds 200 plus people, and I anticipate that we'll probably have that amount of people.
Well, last year inside the council chambers,
Correct.
it was standing room only. In fact, there was no more standing room.
Yes.
It was packed, so that's why they moved it to the Greer Pavilion upstairs.
Yes. Yeah, and the city of Riverside's been very cooperative. The staff at City Hall goes out of their way. Mayor Rusty Bailey and his staff, they've been terrific. Absolutely. Great hosts for us.
There's some big names on this list.
Huge names.
One I want to point out because I want him to do well. It's Brendan Steele. He's at the PGA tournament out in the desert. I hope he makes the cut. But if he doesn't make the cut, he might have a Saturday afternoon open, and he's pretty close. I'm just saying if he wants to pop in. But
an incredibly nice gentleman. He responded by email and just was very apologetic, but he was trying to win a golf. Classic.
That's right. He's focused right on a golf season that's here. So, Jerry, when you reach out to most of these people, what's kind of their first reaction, whether it's by phone or email or text? I mean, when they get the news.
Yeah. It's, one of the great days of being president is when you get to call wonderful people, coaches that have really spent their whole life in Riverside and put their blood, sweat, and tears on the courts and on the fields, et cetera. And, the common theme that I've come across is that people are very humble. They say, well, why are you calling me? And they name 5 other people that they think are more qualified than they are. And, our basic criteria is, if you're a coach or an administrator, just a long-time person in Riverside. We're not looking at wins and losses, although when you add up the wins and losses, it's pretty outstanding. We're looking for role models for young people. The common thread seems to be, gee, I'm very humble about this. Can I bring my family? And we're going to have a whole bunch of Gorhams.
Gobs and gobs of Gorham.
Lots of Gorhams. There's gonna be Gorham. There's gonna be little tiny kids running around. You might hear a cry here and there from my 1-year-old. But no, I honestly, I am blessed, and I'm taken back still. My dad's 78 years old, I believe, and he's kind of been away from the limelight from the area for a while. But I think the big thing is he's going to get to see a lot of friends and a lot of people that really love and care for him. And it's really, I'm looking down the list, and there's a lot of guys on this list that I love and care for. Not as much as my dad, but right up there, though. I mean, you look at the coaches. You got Mike Duckworth, another. He's a La Sierra High School guy that I've got to know. You have Mike Barnes, a great women's coach at RCC. Dave King,
great player too.
Great player.
Yeah.
And then you have Dave King, who was at Cal Baptist, the women's coach there for a long time, and
another great player, 1,300 points at Cal Baptist.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a name, John Seidel. It's just Mike Vanta, who I got to play for a year at Cal Baptist, and I've known him and his family my entire life, and I remember his days at Notre Dame High School.
Yes, wow.
Yeah, I remember when they went to the CIF
it's like
championship.
A history book, Jerry.
Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing Bobby Foy and Drakeslin and Bennett and Coach Vanta leading the way as Notre Dame went to the CIF championship.
That's right.
And I remember these.
He speaks very fondly of his time at Notre Dame High School, and it, kind of broke his heart when he had to leave.
Yeah. And then went on to
Good
Poly.
run.
I mean, just a great.
Sure.
Yeah, you have Wayne Cochran, great football coach. I mean, Dave Waxman, who was played at UCLA for John Wooden, was a longtime coach at RCC, and just one of those genuinely good dudes.
Yes, absolutely. Went into administration after that, took a sabbatical, and then Coach Schermerhorn came in for him when he took the sabbatical.
Oh, and I got to work with Bob Schermerhorn. So Bob Schermerhorn.
It's full circle. When you get in a room with coaches, especially, they don't talk about the wins as much as, no, you beat me this year, and then I beat you.
Jeff still does that.
Yeah. Everybody beat me, though.
It's wonderful. I mean, I contributed to a number of their career wins in my celebrated coaching days, but it's just so heartwarming because there's a commonality, there's a common thread there. Hey, we're all gym rats. We all want to compete against each other. As long as you keep the score, let's do the best we can. And they really are concerned about their kids, that they do well athletically, certainly, but being great contributors to society. And a lot of the players are now coaches. We've got a coach, two coaches' sons here, and a lot of the players of these great coaches are contributing, members of our society.
They stay here locally. They get involved. They're doing different things.
I don't know what I contribute, but I just show up here and talk about stuff. But
it's part of the fabric, Jeff. What are you talking about?
Fabric. I'm more like blue jeans.
Well, We're talking about the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame Wall of Distinction ceremony. Again, if you're not familiar with it, it recognizes athletes, coaches, and contributors who have excelled at a local, national, or international level of competition. There's a lot of great names. In fact, a guy who's playing this weekend, Kenyon Barner, for the Philadelphia Eagles, his name's going on the Wall of Distinction. And Jerry, so the big ceremony is Saturday, 3 o'clock, City Hall up in Greer Pavilion.
Yes.
But when did the names go on the wall?
Well, even as we speak, if we had a remote camera at the site, those names are being inscribed on the wall right now.
Right now?
Yes.
Wow.
And that total of 25 names, we've got a total of 448 names.
All time?
Yes. If you look to the left of the stage, that's our Wall of Distinction. And if you're on the Wall of Distinction, you're automatically qualified for consideration into future induction into the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you're going to announce the new class, right?
That's
tomorrow at the
cool.
Wall of Distinction
You
ceremony.
are the king of segues.
Hey! Listen, I'm not trying to get all the secrets out of you, but can you give us a hint, maybe?
Yes. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, well, nobody's listening right now. It's all good.
Well, so can I. I can keep a secret.
Sorry. You got me on that one.
Well, you know what? We induct 7 individuals every year. We have a pre-1970 athlete. We've got post-1970 athletes, male and female. We've got a coach, and we've got a contributor. And I think it's the most, this next class of 2018 is the most diverse class that we've had in terms of sports and in terms of their approach. Our contributor in particular is a very well-known individual, and I'm just going to leave it at that right now. So after we have our Wall of Distinction ceremony, we're going to announce the class, and we currently have 91 inductees in the Hall of Fame, and this will make 98 total. And I think we have, let's see, we've got 63 athletes. Currently, we've got 91 inductees, 63 athletes, 15 coaches, and 13 contributors. In addition to that, we have a Chuck Kane Leadership Award, which we give out every year. We, as president, I get to give out a President's Award. I've got 2 wonderful individuals we're going to honor. And we have an Inspirational Athlete Award. And we gave that to Andrew Takias last year.
Yes, I remember
And it
that.
was just, it wasn't a dry eye at the banquet. We had 500 of our closest friends at the banquet, and we anticipate that again on May 7th. And we've got a wonderful young man that we're going to honor in that particular category.
And, full disclosure, too, like, as we pull the curtains back a little bit, I'm part of the leadership team. And when you vote for who you want to go into the Hall of Fame, it's not a good old boys club where they say, you know what, I used to play with that guy. He deserves, let's get him in there. Right. No, everyone takes it very seriously. There's a lot of big names on that list. And without naming names, there's a lot of guys that I'm going to feel bad for because they didn't make the cut, maybe next year. But they take it very seriously. I mean, there's a process to it. And Jerry, you can speak more to that there is a process to it. And there's a lot of big names that are on the cusp. And again, we take it seriously because we want to get it right.
From the early years, Chuck Kane was the inspirational leader, and Dr. Jerry Wall and Mayor Ron Loveridge, they were the driving forces behind the early establishment. And from day one, it was, this is a Hall of Fame. This isn't a Hall of Good. We're going to keep the bar as high as we can. And so that's why we brought in 6 or 7. I think one year we had 8 inductees, just to keep the number low because we want to get the best of the best. And, we were making up for 80 years of athletics when we first started. And so, it was wide open. And we went from a different model. We used to have our members vote for the Hall of Fame, but in the last 3 years, we went to nominating committees, and they bring the names forward to the executive board. And Pep will tell you, he's been in the room, that's a vigorous debate, and it's not settled right away. And it's not a good old boy or a good old girl network. It's, do you have the qualifications?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list. You got Stan Morrison, a great Cal basketball player and UFC head coach and UC Riverside athletic director. You got Sammy Knight, great athlete. Some great guys. Craig Shiflett worked, up in the Alvord district. It's just a who's who of Riverside, and I am just taken back by all these names. I have mentors in this. I have friends of mine, daughters are Becky Porter's going in. Bob Porter was a longtime athletic director at Riverside Ramona and a dear friend. And it's nice to see Becky go in.
Oh, Becky's terrific. Best activities director in RUSD.
Yes, just
no offense to other activities.
The other ones.
and then I look, and I've been corresponding with John Corona the last couple of days. He's been really.
He broke the news.
He broke the news. He called during the show, and
during the show.
Yeah, and I will say this: I didn't know he was on the list until earlier today. And so he had been corresponding with me, and I said, "Hey, there's no wonder you're going to be at this thing." And he's one of my mentors, one of my good friends, and I was like, man, I was taken back. I get to see all the people that I really care about or played for, and it's just this is one of those moments I think every year that everybody in Riverside should attend. That's been involved in sports. It's something pretty cool.
Jerry, can you hang around for a second?
Sure can.
Let's take a break. We're going to come back. We'll talk more about the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, also the Wall of Distinction ceremony coming up Saturday, 3 o'clock. More with Jerry Hurley, the president, here
Mr.
in studio.
President.
It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
once again you are angry at something else and are looking to take it out on me?
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
The president's in the house. Jerry Hurley, president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame, here in studio on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Jerry, let's remind everyone, the Wall of Distinction ceremony, when, where, how can people come check it out? It's free to the public, right?
Free to the public. Saturday, January the 20th, 3 p.m., City Hall, 7th floor, Greer Pavilion. We are going to recognize 25 athletes and primarily 21 coaches that we've it's our attempt to recognize coaches that we've kind of missed the first 15 years of our organization.
So maybe different from the actual Hall of Fame to the Wall of Distinction, some of these names on this list, they're still playing or coaching. Kenyon Barner's playing for the Eagles this week, and Brendan Steele's in a PGA tournament. Yes. John Seidel at Arlington High School coaching basketball. So is that the biggest difference between the Wall of Distinction maybe and the Hall of Fame?
Well, initially when we were inducting individuals into the Hall of Fame as an athlete, they had to be retired 3 years. And we waived that because we thought we've got to reach out to a younger population. And so actually, 2 of our next inductees coming into our next class are in their early 30s. And that's been a trend the last few years. You know, when we started out, because there was so much time that had elapsed in the history of Riverside sports without a Sport Hall of Fame, we were inducting coaches, God bless them, they were in their 70s and 80s. And then, you know, we were kind of working our way down. And then all of a sudden the Chris Claibornes came in and some of the younger athletes that had been retired from professional sports, and they were still in their 30s. And so we've got a great mixture of young and old. And coaches, God love them, they're all going to die with a clipboard in their hand, you know?
Yeah.
Coaches don't,
they
present company excluded, don't retire. And you may be back. You're a gym guy. You'll be back.
You know, I like going to games now. I like going to calling basketball games with Pep. See, the best part about calling games now is that when I go home, I don't have to think about losing. Because I lost a lot, so thinking about that is tough. But now I can go watch a game, and I can just think about the good things I saw, the bad things I saw, and then I just put that away, and I get to spend time with my 3 little adorable boys and my great wife, and life is nice.
And you're not diagramming plays for
me?
I
still do draw up stuff. In fact, Pep will tell you I'm writing stuff all the time down.
He'll pass out advice even if someone's not asking for it. He'll be like, you know what you should do here?
I have done that a few times.
You should run the zone. We got Jerry Hurley here, the president of the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame on the Inland Sports Show. Again, the Wall of Distinction ceremony is coming up tomorrow, 3 p.m. at City Hall up in Greer Pavilion. And Jerry, last year at the ceremony inside the chambers, it was packed. I mean, were you surprised? I mean, what did you think of that response of having all those people? It wasn't even standing room only because there was nowhere to stand either. It was that packed. It was great.
Very pleasantly surprised, and it was really an indication of the influence that coaches and players have, not only on their immediate family, but, you know, when you honor coaches, a lot of their players come back because they remember, you know, coach from way back, and maybe they haven't connected. Although with social media, I think it's interesting.
Easier, right?
Yes, it's easier. But, you know, I think Hall of Fames exist to, you know, kind of verify what people, people who see certain athletes, they want them to be in a Hall of Fame. Like I saw Bobby Bonds hit this home run, and now, it kind of, I'm using the word verify, but that's not the right word. It's, there's another word. But it makes them feel like, hey, I had a part in that. I watched him hit that home run, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. And
that's more. You take more ownership of it. Like, hey, I remember that guy. Yeah. I was there. I played on that team. Or in Jeff's case, I remember him and I used to play stickball outside the YMCA. Jeff has a story about everybody from Riverside.
We talk about the old Raincross Square tournaments. Remember, you'd watch, Moreno Valley versus North in the championship. You had Bernard Wolf, Vince Jackson, and Vince Kaysen. You had all these great players, and then you had the North guys. You had Kelvin Butler, Billy Walker, and those guys. And I remember almost every play of watching those guys play. Sure. And that's just a feeling and an excitement you have for Riverside sports. And I know you have it, Mr. President, because obviously I'm looking at what you're doing, and it's something that is amazing. All of the time and effort you put into this, it's something of beauty.
Especially if you grow up in this area and you see some of these names are like larger than life. If you're a little kid and you're watching, I don't know, varsity high school or at the college level, you see these names, you see these players in person, they almost feel like larger than life. Like when you're a little kid, you're like, I want to be like Jeff Gorham.
No.
I'm trying to use you as an example, Jeff. I want to be the next Jeff Gorham.
No, but I look at this list and it makes me teary-eyed. I mean, it really does, because all the guys that I'm going to see tomorrow, besides my father, are guys that really made an impact on my lives. Mike Vanta, big impact on my life. John Corona, big impact. John Seidel, coached against, big impact. These guys, I mean, they meant so much to me, and they're going to just imagine to all the players that played for these guys. My dad probably had thousands. All of these guys had thousands of players that really, really molded their lives and molded my life because they were my heroes. Those guys were my childhood heroes.
You know, invariably, 99% of the inductees that we have, when you meet them as people, they're wonderful people, very humble, very spirit-driven to like do the right thing by their players and by the institution that hired them. And it's you practice the double win when you meet with them, because it kind of makes you feel great that we've had these young people. And if you look at the names of our inductees over the years, Riverside's turned out some terrific, absolutely at every sport. Our wall of distinction, we've got 30 different sports that we've recognized over the years. And in our Hall of Fame, I would say that, there's probably, you name a sport and we probably have an inductee for that sport.
I mean, the Sippy Woodheads, the Gary McCords, just you name it. There's somebody in every sport out there that Riverside has really affected, and you guys have really epitomized it and shown immensely how well and wonderful Riverside represents the world of sports.
And it harkens back to the voting, too, because, again, Jeff's name-dropping all these great athletes, guys and gals from Riverside, and it's tough because, like you said, Jerry, you name the sport, we've got great stars from this area, from Riverside.
So I think the future is bright. You know, we encourage people to come to our events. Our banquet, as you know, is on May the 7th at the Riverside Convention Center. We've got a website that we're updating, and there'll be information on our banquet at www.riversidesporthalloffame.com. And look for future announcements. We're getting more of our information online. We're putting our videos of acceptance speeches online. And, anyone who wants to be an executive member, come and see me. And if you want to volunteer for the organization, we'd love to have you come by.
Always looking for help, right? Volunteers to carry this on, keep this going.
I want to be the librarian. That's what I just want to be the librarian.
You could be like the historian. Do we have a historian?
I'm telling you, I'm looking at all of these stories.
We need a historian.
Jeff.
I just look.
You're on board. Congratulations.
I used to mow Al Phages' lawn, and I'm not kidding around. You know, I used to bug Jerry Tarkanian for shoes when he was at UNLV. I mean, I'm not Nate DeFrancisco. I was his ball boy at RCC. It makes me laugh. Jack Smitherin, I used to go to baseball camps for him. Roy Horde, father of Randy Horde. I was just looking. I mean, Fran Bushman was my tennis coach. Remember we had that argument?
Yeah, I said that can't be true. And you said it was.
Fran Bushman.
Yeah, Yancey Dodson said it was true.
Yeah,
he had your back.
I took lessons from Fran for years. He used to yell at me all the time, like my dad. I never got anybody. I never was safe. Everybody yelled at me all the time.
So what's the common thread? It's passion. People, love sports in Riverside.
Absolutely.
They love being in Riverside.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And Fran Bushman told me you lost that step you never had. You know.
Yeah. But look, like the Ray Dalkey. You know, the Dalkey family were Ramona guys, but he was a world champion kung fu or karate guy. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many people. You've done such a great job.
It's the executive board. It's not me, and I'm just a reflection of the hard work that a lot of people do.
You are far too humble, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, though, the wall of distinction, I don't know if it got a little lax last year. I saw Ken Batdorf, and I was like, hey, what's Ken Batdorf doing here? He went on the wall. It's your boy. No, we love Coach Batdorf, and we're just having some fun
just
with
because
him.
We share a desk and look at each other all the time.
You share lunch.
Yeah, we should.
Jeff
not
actually
anymore.
smuggles like cheeseburgers to Coach Batdorf when he's supposed to be eating healthy.
He's lost too much weight. See, I'm the one that puts on everything. He's just losing it. He's like a reed.
This is actually the second year of a 3-year project to identify coaches, because in the first 15 years of the organization, we only brought in 15 coaches to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And we thought, gee, we're missing the boat here. We've got all these decades of great coaches.
And do you feel like it's almost like piling up? Like, hey, we got to start getting coaches in here.
This is our attempt to, obviously we can't do justice to someone's 30, 40-year career, and in 3 minutes we could have them up on stage and give them a certificate and give them a medal. But it's our attempt to acknowledge that they're an important part of Riverside. They're successful and they're significant, and we need to honor them, especially while they're still alive.
You better get my dad in there quick.
Yeah. I know you're excited about it, Jeff, right? The whole family's coming down, and it's going to be a big deal.
Damn Gorham boys.
Those Gorham boys.
The Gorham boys. Yeah, Justin won't be there because he's back in New Hampshire. He's probably stuck in snow somewhere. But I know we're going to send him some video back there. But no, I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a family reunion, and it's one of the better sports days in town. And we'll just do it up at a high level, and we'll encourage people to come to our banquet in May.
So the Wall of Distinction Saturday, 3 p.m. at City Hall up in Greer Pavilion. But again, the big Hall of Fame ceremony, which they will unveil the names of the class of 2018 at the Wall of Distinction on Saturday. But the ceremony for the Hall of Fame is Monday, May 7th at the Riverside Convention Center. And Jerry, can they go to the website right now if they want to lock in their tickets?
Not right now. Because
but soon?
But soon. Next week or so, because we've got an old price on there, and the old price is no longer the new. It's not.
It's going to be altered a little bit, right?
Yes. And so, we're looking at it. We're working with the convention center, and we want to nail down that final cost. So, we're moving ahead, and
it's coming up May 7th. So it sounds like a long time away, but when you're like Jerry Hurley and you're planning
like
it's going to creep up on you. Yeah, it's like, okay, we got to get the ball rolling now because it's going to be here before you know it.
Right.
But first things first, the Wall of Distinction, Saturday, 3 p.m. We'd love to see everyone out there as we celebrate some great athletes and coaches and contributors right here in Riverside, including Jeff's dad, the legendary John Gorham.
Yeah, pretty excited. It's going to be fun.
You guys going to get all dressed up?
Well, my dad is. What
are you going to wear?
I'm just going to wear a sweater. I thought about putting on a suit, but I wear a suit to do all these. No, I do.
Suit.
No, suit. Yeah.
Tuxedo.
I don't know any dry cleaner right now that would be a 4-hour deal or whatever.
Turning around the same day.
And besides, I have 3 kids with me, and I'm carrying them all the time.
You're going to be a mess.
Yeah, I'll have slobber and drool on me. So yeah, I'll go sweater.
All kinds of stuff.
Sweater.
Nice.
My wife will look good though. Maybe you can get her looking in a suit or something. Or a nice dress.
Pantsuit? What?
No. My wife is
dress.
Beautiful. Carla Smedberg, you're awesome. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Jerry, you're the best. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Wall of Distinction.
You guys bring your A game every day, and I want to applaud you for what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Wow. I haven't gotten an A in years.
Yeah. Did you ever? You made it sound like you had one in the past.
Oh, I can't believe I got accepted to Berkeley. Can you believe that? That's nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to this brain. This brain just oozes out of my ears every day.
So as we speak, the names are going up on the wall. Then tomorrow, the ceremony at City Hall, Greer Pavilion, upstairs. All right, we'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports, IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
look like I am ready. I am always ready. I have been ready since first call. I am ready. Roll.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Hey, welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. Special thanks to El Presidente.
The president.
Jerry Hurley bringing some knowledge here. And Jeff, you were hanging with him, dropping names and mowing people's lawns, and you played basketball for that guy. And
Al Fages. I used to mow his lawn. So go over, and he lived a couple blocks away when I was a kid, and I'd say, hey, Big Al, I need $5 this week. Let me mow your lawn. Let me wash your car. Let me clean your windows. And he'd go, Gorham, stop bothering me. Here's $5. Get away from me.
So you didn't have to do it. You just get away?
No, I always would mow his lawn and do stuff for him. He's a good dude. Solid man.
There's a lot of great names going on the Wall of Distinction, including Jeff's dad, the great John Gorham. The ceremony, 3 p.m. at City Hall. That's Greer Pavilion, so you got to go all the way to the top. And they've got this real nice, well, it's a pavilion. It's an outdoor pavilion. It's like a huge balcony, covered balcony. And it's
nice.
Have you been up there before?
I've been there. Come on.
Wait, there was something I think you and I were at. They had something up there.
Yeah, we've done a few. No.
There was food. I know you were there. There was food.
I'm sure there was
food. There's lots of food, so you
I've
were
been there a few times. Maybe.
I forget what it was.
I'm just trying to think of my meals. I'm trying to remember what meal I had up there.
But yes, the names are going on the Wall of Distinction, which is what, 14th and was it Market? We decided,
yes,
right there where the sport clinic used to be.
Yes.
So the names are going on the wall today, but the ceremony's at City Hall. So if you want to go check it out, it's free to the public. Last year it was standing room only. It was awesome to see a huge turnout to really celebrate these great athletes and coaches.
Did I tell you about what John said about my dad going on the Wall of Distinction?
Little Johnny Corona?
Little Johnny Gorham.
Oh, Little Johnny Gorham.
Little Johnny Corona. I don't remember it. John Corona when he was a little boy. I love John Corona. No, Little Johnny Gorham said, Mom said a few days ago, she goes, Grandpa's going to go on the Wall of Distinction. And he was like, well, can I stand next to Grandma when he gets nailed to the wall? And we were like, whoa, he's not going to be on the wall. He's going to.
He's going on the wall, guys.
He's going on the wall.
Like, don't be serious. They're using tape. It's not a big deal.
They're not going to
tape him up.
They're not going to hurt. They'll get him down there, buddy. And then I was thinking, my son's name is John Gorham.
Yeah.
My dad's name is John Gorham. No offense, Dad, you're an old guy, but someday you're not going to be around. Your son could use, or my son could use that as like a dating thing. He could go by and go, hey baby, my name's on the wall.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
So yeah, just know that, Dad, someday when you are long gone and your grandson is like 25 and trying to pick up chicks, he's going to walk down and say, hey, look.
He's going to owe Grandpa one.
Yeah,
Grandpa, thanks for being an awesome basketball coach.
Looking out for you, Gramps.
Look at that, John Gorham. That's me.
That's morbid, but man, I'm so excited for my dad. I love him, and I'm happy for him.
It's going to be a great event tomorrow, 3 p.m. again at City Hall. The Wall of Distinction ceremony. The Hall of Fame ceremony will be on May 7th. So we still got a couple months away, but at the Wall of Distinction ceremony, they will unveil the names of the new Hall of Fame class that will go in May.
I can't wait.
So there's going to be some breaking news there tomorrow. We'll tweet that out.
I know a couple of them. I already figured it out.
You figured it out?
Yes, I did.
You're smart. Hey, you know what I was going to ask you? This is totally off the rails.
Off the rails.
You know how you always say, and then?
And then?
Is there a movie where you get that from? Because I'm thinking of it.
Yes,
the Madagascar movie?
No. And then? No more and thens.
Wait, which one is that?
Just let Pep just squeeze.
Shall we tell him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell me.
Dude, where's my car?
Dude, where's I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Come on!
I don't think I've ever seen that movie. See, I only watch kids' movies, and they do the same thing in
Madagascar.
The Madagascar movie where they were with the circus.
Yeah, they
remember
do.
that circus.
I think they stole that because
and there was that seal, and he'd be like, "Oh, we're going to the circus, and then
there you go,
and there we're gonna eat dinner, and then's the show, and then
there it is, and no more and then."
Every time you say that, I'm picturing the seal saying, "And then."
Hey, yesterday I said I was gonna. It was like watching UCR's watching seals getting clubbed. That was pretty funny.
It was sad. We
did laugh.
We can't cue up the Sarah McLachlan music, but
I had somebody tell me that today.
Hearts.
Somebody today said clubbing seals. That was the funniest line of the day, and I went, what? And then I realized
You're
I
like,
said
did I
that.
say that?
Yeah.
Was that me?
I was clubbing seals.
Oh, Jeff.
I know.
All right, from the Riverside Hall of Fame Wall of Distinction ceremony to the National Football Foundation Awards, those are coming up in March. March.
Yeah.
And
Aren't you the MC of that?
I'm good. Yeah, they asked me to MC, so I guess I wasn't too bad last year.
Yeah, you were rotten.
It's fun. I think it's like the third or fourth year I've done it. It's a good excuse to put on a tuxedo, and Tara gets dressed up, and we get dinner, and we get to see. I mean, it's a who's who. I mean, Matt Logan, Jeff Steinberg, Eric Zomalt. I mean, you name it. Everyone's there in the same room. It's like the ESPYs. It's basically the ESPYs.
The ESPYs. Now, do you tell jokes and stuff?
I tell a couple. I play it safe. I don't do anything too crazy, but I poke fun, a little fun at like Matt Logan and some of those guys.
Do you say, hey, where does Marcus Williams shop in the offseason?
Where?
The tackle shop.
Ooh.
You like that one? Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's actually pretty good.
Thank you.
Can I write that down?
Yeah, go ahead. Use it. It's pretty good.
No, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if Tommy Leach there, the Roosevelt. If Tommy Leach is not there, I'll probably drop it. If he's there in the actually Tony Brill though. Tony Brill was his high school coach, so there's more of a connection between Brill and the Saints' Marcus Williams. But that's actually pretty good. The tackle shop. Yeah, even Cohen was like nodding his head.
Okay.
Can I write that down?
Yeah. Here's another one. Didn't Rancho Verde get killed by Cajon? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. What's the difference between Rancho Verde and a dollar bill?
What's that?
You can still get 4 quarters out of a dollar bill. Oh, that was pretty good, though. That was a good one, too. Was it not?
It was pretty good.
All right. Well, what's the difference between a New England Patriots fan and a baby?
What's that?
The baby will stop whining after a while.
Oh, man. Don't do Tommy like that. Come on.
That's a great one.
Will Brady's brother. So John Rice, who's the former head coach at JW North, he's now an assistant at St. John Bosco, which that's like crossing the enemy line, right? Coaching at Bosco.
Yeah.
Because if you're a Centennial football fan, you roll with the IE, right? And Bosco's like the arch nemesis right now of Centennial High School. But Coach Rice, formerly of JW North, now an assistant at Bosco, he's the one that said, hey, I hope you're working on some new jokes. So obviously I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to poke fun at Bosco? Because I roll deep with Centennial, right? I'm not going with Bosco.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I'm rolling with Matt Logan. That's my boy.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, how many Dallas Cowboys does it take to change a tire?
How many?
1, unless it's a blowout, in which case they all show up. Ah!
Two years ago, David Irving of the Dallas Cowboys was the guest speaker because he's from San Jacinto.
Yeah?
And when I was up there doing some awards, I said something like, hey, I hope everyone's enjoying the food tonight. In fact, David Irving's teammate, Tony Romo, picked out the dessert. We got turnovers for everyone.
Hey! Hey, what do the Browns and Possums have in common?
The Browns and the Possums?
Yeah, what do Browns
They
and
both
Possums?
Sleep during the day?
No, both play dead at home and get killed on the road. Hey! Let me write these jokes for you.
Where are you finding?
Hey, I'm a writer.
Okay.
I have writers here.
The writers in the corner.
The writers in the corner have written this down.
Man, they're Johnny on the spot right now.
I'm telling you. Woo!
Coming up with some big time jokes.
Yeah.
I think he gave them all coffee and they're working.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you call a box that plays football?
A box that plays football?
Yeah, what do you call a box that plays football?
I don't know.
A jukebox. Because it's juking, baby.
I get it. Because it can juke like a running back, like a juke.
Woohoo! Hey, what do you call 53 millionaires around a TV watching the Super Bowl?
An NFL game.
No, the Dallas Cowboys.
Watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I get it.
Hey.
I'm here all week.
Yeah.
Why can't Matt Bortles? Oh, that's not very nice. Get into his own driveway.
Blake Bortles?
Yeah. Why can't he get into his own driveway?
Because he doesn't know how to drive down the field.
No, because someone painted an end zone on it. Yeah, baby. Zingers.
That's your boy, though.
I know.
You got Bortles back.
Yeah, I know. I just threw him under the bus.
You did.
Holy cow.
Man, our riders are tearing it up over there.
Hey, what do you call a drug ring in Baltimore?
Uh-oh. Is this one bad?
A huddle. I just threw a Baltimore under the bus.
Any Raiders? There's got to be some Raider ones in there.
Hey, what do you call a Jacksonville Jaguar in the Super Bowl?
Extinct.
A referee! Maybe not this year, baby.
This could be the year.
Jaguar.
This could be the year.
Jaguar. All right, wait, one more time. Hey, how did the Green Bay Packers fan die from drinking milk?
Ooh.
The cow fell on him.
Oh, that's disgusting. Luke
Hey,
Skywalker
what do you
style.
call a monkey that wins the Super Bowl?
A monkey that wins the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I just wrote this one.
Champ.
A chimpion.
I was close. Champion. There's nothing on the Raiders?
No, I don't even want to talk about those guys.
The Raiders are so bad they can't even make Super Bowl jokes about the Raiders. Like, that's how bad they are. They can't even joke about it.
Wait. Like moves.
Champion.
Oh, that's just mean, but it's kind of funny. I wish I could say it. It's kind of off kilter.
Jeff's a little mean-spirited.
Yeah, this one. All right. Oh, no, I can't do that one. I'll get in trouble. All right. Why doesn't Toledo have a professional football team?
Why does Toledo not have a professional football team? Because they're holy?
No, because
Holy Toledo?
No, because then Cleveland would want one. Yeah, baby! Cleveland is getting thrown under the bus. Oh.
Everyone's fair game for Jeff. The Browns, the Ravens, Blake Bortles. Everyone's going down today.
Hey, where do you go in Chicago in case of a tornado? Soldier Field, because they never get a touchdown there.
Like a tornado touches down.
There we go. That's second level humor right there. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, what's the difference between Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Taliban?
Uh-oh. Hold on. The difference between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
That's a great one.
And the Taliban?
Yeah. The Taliban has a running game.
Running game?
Yeah, because they're always running.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, hold on. There might be one more here. Hold on. Let me find. Oh, here's one. Wait, let me see if I can read this one. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
What does an Oakland Raiders fan and a bottle of beer have in common?
Oh, no. Wait, an Oakland Raiders fan?
What? Okay, one more time. What does an Oakland Raiders fan and a bottle of beer have in common?
Hold on.
I'll give you another one, too, here in a second. Okay, ready?
I don't know. Go
They're
ahead.
both empty from the neck up.
Greg's laughing.
Okay, here's one for you, Pep. How many San Francisco 49er fans does it take to change a light bulb?
One.
None. Lava lamps don't burn out, man.
Groovy, man. That's groovy.
That's so funny. I can't believe how funny I am sometimes.
Jeff.
My favorite, though, is what do you call a monkey that wins the Super Bowl? It's chimpion. That's a great one. Use that one. I'm telling you, you can use the Marcus Williams one, and just you got to give me
The
one.
tackle shop?
Yeah, that's a great one. Oh, I wrote that one myself. I did.
Yeah, you know what? I might actually have to go through that list and just change some of those teams out for like local high school teams. Jeff, you're onto something.
I'm telling you.
You're earning your money today.
Yeah.
The writers.
The writers.
Yeah, the writers. Not
Hey,
Jeff,
good
the
job.
writers.
Good job, writers. Oh, wait. Oh, here's one. What do you call a 350-pound Packer fan?
BJ Rashi. I don't know.
An anorexic. Oh, that's so funny. Hey, did you hear about the Packers fan that died at pie eating contest? Wait, did you hear about the Packers fan that died at a pie eating contest?
No, I didn't.
The cow kicked him in the head.
Pie. Wait, what is it?
I don't know. It's so funny. That's just funny. All right, I'm done. I've given you all my jokes.
Is there more?
Yeah.
Then?
They're too. They're way too. Maybe.
Let's take a break.
Let's
take a break. We've got more fun stuff to talk about. Take a break, and Jeff will continue to try to dig up some of these football.
Hey, wait!
And if they're good, I'll use them at the NFL.
One more. Why is a referee like an angry chicken?
Because he's running around clucking.
No, they both have foul mouths. Yeah, I'm here every night, baby. 8 to 11. Make sure you pay your waitress.
Oh, my goodness. Comedy Hour. Welcome to Comedy Radio. It's the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk about the NBA All-Stars and Lonzo Ball getting lots of love from the fans, Jeff. You love that?
Is he?
No. We'll be right back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Yeah, you want to go for a ride with me? She said, no, I want to drive it. I said, can you drive stick? She said, I can learn if you teach me.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we were here every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. on Fox Sports IE, Jeff?
I have this recurring dream that I wake up every single morning that I have to show up at a radio station every day.
Groundhog's Day, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing every single day of my life.
And it is.
Always
back.
This is real?
It's the Inland Sports Show.
I'm trying so hard to make this day change, and it just keeps coming back to me.
It's been a great show, though, man. We're loving it today.
You think it's great.
It's a Friday. You have nothing to do. We're having a great show.
I got to go buy a fish bowl. I do. I got to buy a fish bowl after this for Bumblebee the fish.
Is that what you guys named the new fish? Bumblebee?
Yeah, Bumblebee.
So are you starting a Transformers pet theme right here?
Nah, it's just I think there was a Bumblebee beta, so naturally.
Is it yellow?
It's yellow.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's a yellow fish, and it has dirty water. I don't like those fish because, you know what? You don't have one of those filters in the water. You just have dirty water all the time. I'll walk into my kids' room, like, what the heck is that smell?
Are you getting stuck taking care of the fish, though?
I take care of all animals.
You're the merman.
I am the merman. I have Jeannie, which I take care of. Jeannie's on her last legs, by the way. Jeannie's going to die soon.
Uh-oh.
She's going to go to cat heaven. You know what happens in cat heaven? I just take it out to the field and bury it.
That's cat heaven?
That's cat heaven right there.
And what do you tell the kids?
I say she went to a better place. Much better place. It's about a mile and a half away in the dirt.
You don't put it in the backyard?
No. I like my backyard. I don't want to see a lump back there. I pay a lot of money to have a beautiful backyard. I have a really well landscaped lawn. I don't want to look at my lawn and go,
Jeannie, I love you, but you're going to find a different place.
Why is there a lump in my lawn over there? I'll always be reminded of my cat. I would go back there and I'd cry. So I just bury it in a field somewhere.
Does Jeannie like the new fish? Does she even care?
She doesn't care. She's old. She just barely walks around. She just scratches the kids and comes over to me and bites me. That's about it.
Bites you? Cat bites you?
Yeah, all the time. You know, I'm a biteable guy. Everybody wants to bite me or beat me up. Yeah, right. Okay, let's get back to sports.
We'll chew on this, Jeff.
Okay, here we go.
So the NBA released its starters for the All-Star game.
They did?
Yeah, so between the actual players had a vote. So the players voted, the media voted, coaches voted. So everyone had some input in who they wanted to see as starters in the All-Star game.
Sounds convoluted to me.
Kind of is, I guess, but they wanted everyone to have a voice in it, right? So they want the fans. Sometimes the fans, though, especially in baseball, I remember like Kansas City had the baseball All-Star game, and there was like 8 Royals leading the All-Star voting, and some of those guys had no business starting in the All-Star game, but it was in Kansas City, and the Royal fans are like, we're going to take over this vote. We're going to take this over. We can get all our guys in there.
Yeah, the NBA's goofy, though.
Yeah, so the NBA's like, you know what, we'll let the players vote. We're going to let the fans have a vote. We're going to let the coaches have a vote. And here's what it came up with. So in the Western Conference.
I thought the top vote getters got to pick something. Didn't they get to pick the rest of the guys?
Okay, so that's another wrinkle to it. So I think Steph Curry, he's going to be like the captain. I guess you call it the top vote getter, the captain in the West, and LeBron James in the East.
LeBron James?
LeBron James.
I got an email, by the way, but it wasn't from her. It was from her boss.
From her boss.
Yeah, it was a cease and desist. Leave her alone. I'll tell you. But yeah, I got an email, but not from her.
But from her company?
Yeah, from her boss.
No.
Yeah, I did. I'll show it to you later.
Is that a true story? Because sometimes I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
No, trust me, I got it. I got a contract for it. It was like thousands of dollars.
Oh, Jeff. A lot of copiers. Yeah. You were like at least $5,000-$10,000 in the hole.
Yeah, I wanted to buy them. They only let me rent them, so I told them no, thank you.
You're like, I don't rent. I don't rent. I don't lease. I just buy.
I did get
straight cash, homie.
Yeah.
All right. So in the Western Conference, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins.
Why DeMarcus Cousins? He doesn't win.
He doesn't win.
He really doesn't.
But think about that. You have 5 starters, and 2 of them are New Orleans Pelicans. Like what? The Western Conference is loaded with so much talent, and those 2 guys are in the starting 5.
Lonzo Ball's not on there?
We'll get the Lonzo in a second.
Victor Oladipo should be on that team.
He's good.
He's great.
Yeah, he's in the East.
I know, but he's averaging 25 a game.
That's true.
And he needs to be on the team.
Do you want the East then?
Oh wait, and why is Russell Westbrook not in that starting core?
You know what?
That's what I was
Apparently,
asking.
the other players in the league don't like little Russ. Little Russy.
That's weak. Yeah,
right?
That's weak.
And the fans don't.
Yeah, that's weak.
Again, the fans, the players, the coaches, everyone had a vote.
Yeah.
So if you're checking out the landscape of the league and the fans, Russell Westbrook not real high on the list.
He's still better than James Harden.
Think so?
Yeah, I know so.
So the West, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. So DeMarcus Cousins, who's kind of a loose cannon, apparently well respected though with fans and his colleagues in the NBA
because they're scared of him. He's a genuine tough guy. He's kind of
he might come after you. He's a little loose.
Am I wrong in calling him? I think he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? You're a Sacramento Kings guy. What do you think?
I liked him when he was on our team, but we never won. He was like Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? Like no, seriously, like a really good player, but his teams always stink.
Yeah.
Like he went to New Orleans. Okay, they got DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, and New Orleans is like flirting with the 500 mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ask you, if Carmelo can go somewhere to win, where would he go if he could go?
Nowhere.
To win?
He can't guard a soul.
I'll tell you this.
He couldn't guard Pep. He couldn't guard Kono. Kono's like 4'6".
Can you imagine if he went to San Antonio and came off the bench just to score?
Yeah, but he won't do that. He's too much of a ding-dong. He won't come off the bench.
I'm just saying, hypothetically.
There's nothing hypothetical about it. He's never going to do it. You can think it all you want. He's going to pout on the end of the bench, and he'll sit there. I'm not playing. I'm not getting my 30
But they're saying
shots.
he's adjusting to his new role. He knows he's the third option, and he's okay with it.
Because he's old.
He's always been a great scorer.
Yeah,
he just doesn't play on very good teams.
He just can't. But look, the Knicks are better without him.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
His Denver Nuggets teams were supposed to be really good. They never did anything.
And everybody hated him there, too. His teammates hated him.
Yeah.
What?
What did your father tell you this morning?
If you have nothing to say.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Okay.
Jeff.
I'm done
Yeah,
talking,
Jeff.
I guess. Apparently, I'm done
Looking at
talking.
you, Jeff. Hating on. You got something against Carmelo Anthony, the Browns, the Ravens, Blake Bortles, everyone just getting tossed under the bus.
Everybody's today, salty. It's Friday, salty. It's time to be salty.
It's a salty Friday.
I should be eating a big old. I should be eating a big old big giant pretzel right now, man. Big salty pretzel.
Get a steak and do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give me a salt lick. I want to lick a big salt lick while I'm on the radio.
Deer's like salt lick.
Just give me a big brick of salt, and I'll just lick it while I'm on here Friday night or Friday afternoons.
Still working on Morton's to become an official sponsor of the Inland Sports Show.
Teaspoons of Morton's. I could chew it. Chew some salt.
How'd you get all salty? I was just eating it.
Just eating all the salt. That's what it is.
Salt water in the salt water.
I just drink. Yeah, when I go into the ocean, I just drink the water. I drink it. I don't. I just drink the water.
All right, so you got the West now, right?
All right, okay.
You're all salty about the West,
Yeah.
but Carmelo Anthony, not one of the 5 starters. Over the East, LeBron James. LeBron James. The Greek Freak, Giannis. Go ahead, you can say it.
I can't say his name, but I really like that guy.
Antetokounmpo. No, that's not even close.
The Greek Freak. There you go.
Thank you. Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, and DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. I don't know if DeMar's is deserving.
Is he a frontline starter? No,
I think
so.
Oladipo is better than him.
Victor Oladipo.
Right now, this year, Victor Oladipo. I can't. It's hard. He's hard to say too. He's averaging almost 25 points a game, for gosh sakes. It's his best.
Where did he come out of? Indiana University? The Hoosiers, right? I think he was a Hoosier.
I think he was. Was Victor Oladipo a Hoosier?
I think so. He's kind of one of those guys under the radar, but he can pile up the points. He reminds me of like a Joe Johnson. You know what I mean? Like a guy who could score, but he's never really like a big star. Johnson. He's definitely a good NBA player.
Yeah, he's good.
But he's gonna DeMar DeRozan's gonna start in the All-Star game.
DeMar DeRozan, you know what he kind of looks like? Admiral Akbar. He's got eyes on the side of his head.
He does?
If you look at it, remember Sam Cassell?
Yes.
Sam Cassell looks just like Admiral Akbar.
Sam I am.
So if anybody's driving right now and you're thinking, hey, who's Admiral Akbar? Who's Sam Cassell? Just think of Admiral Akbar from Star Wars, and there's Sam Cassell.
And then Sam Cassell. Sam I am.
Do you agree, though?
Yeah. No, he definitely does.
DeMar DeRozan, kind of. He's got a kind of a fish face look.
Jeez, Jeff.
Salty. All right.
Man, I thought the East might have dodged your saltiness, but no, you're bringing the salt, man. It's the Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Hey, Joel Embiid, what about that guy? What do you think of him?
So the fact that he's an All-Star should guarantee him a date with Rihanna, right? You heard the story, didn't you?
Yeah, but Rihanna, she's hot. Something about her.
Well, I guess she had an Instagram post, and Rihanna was wearing Joel Embiid's Sixers jersey.
What?
And he, I don't know, kind of nonchalantly beat around the bush. Hey, can I, we should go out. And her reply was, when you're an all-star, bruh. Right?
Yeah, so he's an all-star now.
When you're an all-star, bruh. And guess what?
He's an all-star, bruh. He's an all-star, bruh.
So they asked him after the 76ers game if, there's Rihanna. Greg's on the spot, man. He's bringing his A game on a Friday. They asked him, hey, you're an all-star now. You just got voted. You're a starting all-star in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit Rihanna up again? And he's like, nope. I was like, I moved on.
He has?
He has.
You know something about her. She's kind of dirty looking. She is, though. She is. She's like, she's always greasy looking, but something about her is just.
She doesn't do it for me.
Oh, she's entrancing.
No, I'm not into it.
Oh, man. She's got.
Neither is Joel Embiid.
No, she has tattoos, though. I don't like tattoos. But she does have some tattoos. I like them on her. She's dirty looking. I love it.
Ever happened to you, like where you talk to a girl and she's like, man, whatever, Jeff, and then you're like, hey, I'm the Riverside County best player ever, and then they come back and like, hey, Jeff Gorham, hey, I totally miss you.
Hey,
what are you doing?
I'm going to be honest here. Right now, I'm not much of a looker. I guess I'm okay still.
I'm not much of a
I'm still.
Let me be honest with you guys.
I still have a really good looking face. Yeah, she likes husky. But I'm telling you right now,
ugly guys.
and those of you that maybe are listening, I've always had really pretty women in my life, my wife included. But yes, when I was younger, I've showed you pictures. I had a girlfriend in high school. She was pretty freaking hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might fit my whole. Right. I'm not scared of the ladies. I never have. You can walk into a bar, I could talk to any lady, and it never ever got to the point where she said no, thank you. It was always, hey, you're pretty special, young man.
Is that what they said? You're pretty special, young man.
It's pretty special. Yeah, it never got to the point where I never had to use my power and
your
fame.
powers.
Power of persuasion.
Are you kidding me? I was smooth.
When I first got into TV, this is a true story. When I first got into TV, I was dating this girl named Nicole. I can't remember her last name.
Oh, that's it.
But I was.
Hey, player. I don't remember her last name.
I don't. Her name was Nicole something. It was a long time ago. I'm getting old now.
Yeah.
But I had just graduated from Humboldt State, and we were dating, and then it just kind of dissolved. Like, we weren't boyfriend, girlfriend, but we dated, and it just kind of dissolved.
You guys made out? You guys making out? Pep making out?
Holding hands?
My wife might be listening.
That's right.
Anyways, she was a nice girl, right? So I'm still in Eureka.
That's what she said.
With Brandon Dunn. Eureka. So anyways, long story short, I get my next TV job in the Reading Chico market.
Yeah.
And I'm on TV for like a week or two, and who comes out of the woodwork?
No.
Nicole. Hey, I saw you on TV. We should go get some dinner or whatever.
Did you go to dinner?
I went Joel Embiid on her. No, I was like, nope, sorry, I moved on. I'm out.
Was she good looking?
I'm out, Jerry.
Was she good looking?
Yeah, she's pretty cute. Okay.
Pep, when you were doing all the sports locally, did you ever think you'd be getting into stories about you turning girls down and stuff?
No, not at all. I thought we'd be talking about Cal Baptist basketball and Cajon football and stuff like that.
I am bringing out the Satan in you.
No.
The devil's coming out of you, buddy. Every single day we're learning little wrinkles. You're like an onion. I'm peeling onions.
See, because you're more public. Like, you love to tell your life story. I'm more private.
No.
Like, I don't share much about my personal life.
Oh,
you're like, hey, come on over to my son's birthday party. I'm giving away free tickets.
Yeah.
Come over to my house. Here's my cell phone number.
Yeah, but you have to be disoriented by getting hit in the head with
oranges.
With oranges in a pillowcase. You're going to get bruised when you go into my house, but you're allowed to come. You're not going to get cut. Just know you're going to smell like an orange juice, and you're going to get bruises all over you.
Hey, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to wrap this thing up, and there's a local high school football coach who played for an NFL team in this conference championship weekend. Do you know that? Don't say his name.
I don't know who it is then.
We're going to tell you. We're going to tell you when we come back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
I probably only do about 15 minutes of real, actual work.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
That's a good question. How much actual real work do you do each day?
2 minutes.
Jeff? 2 minutes?
2 minutes, that's it.
That sounds like 2 minutes too many.
Yeah, I don't do much. I'm not going to lie. I have another job. I don't do much there either. I'm just,
A big lump of Jeff.
I'm just a big lumpy.
Welcome back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Coming to a screeching halt here on a Friday.
What?
Big weekend planned.
Oh.
Hey, yeah. Jeff, I know you have your son's birthday party on Super Bowl Sunday, right?
Yes.
The ultimate party, right? That's what the invitation says. Spider-Man.
The ultimate
party.
The ultimate party.
Like the biggest game in history. It's the ultimate party.
Yeah, it is.
Saturday night, it's going down. It's the event of the year, they're calling it.
What?
My daughter has her birthday party Saturday night.
Oh, happy birthday!
So January 20th. Saturday night
Woo!
At the Fernandez house.
Nice.
Party of the year. It's not the ultimate party.
But it's right up there.
You know what it is? I told you about this. You couldn't believe it.
I thought it was cool.
It's a slur-made party. And it's a real thing. Now, hold on. My youngest daughter loves sloths. You know, the animal, a sloth,
Who
the real slow and everything.
Who doesn't?
She also loves mermaids.
Who doesn't love mermaids?
So it's like a sloth with a mermaid tail.
Oh.
Like... She has it in her retainer. You know, she already had braces, but she has a little Slur-Made sticker in her retainer now.
Oh.
It's a whole Slur-Made party.
Wow. Are you gonna dress up like a mermaid?
Huh?
Are you gonna dress up like a mermaid?
No.
Is
mermaid.
Hey, wait. My next question is Tara?
That's a possibility.
Can I come over?
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's sloths. It's mermaids. You didn't say no? I dodged it. Like dodgeball, man. I just got out of the way.
I'm going to be hanging out with a Wall of Famer, and you get to hang out with a slurmaid.
I'm going to do both.
I can't. Oh, that's right.
I'm going to go to the Wall of Distinction and then straight to the party of the year tomorrow night.
That sounds like
fun. At the Fernandez house. If you want to go, I'll tweet out my address and cell phone number. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be awesome.
Slurmaid, man.
Everybody would show up. St. Brandon Rankins would show up with the shield.
That would actually be pretty cool if they bring that on. Bring on the Holy Shield.
Vinny Fazio would show up in a bow tie.
Can you be that cast of characters?
Oh, my golly.
Oh, it'd be wonderful.
Chris Chaddock would show up with some dish from somewhere beyond. He's always eating like food from new places.
He loves like his ramen bowls and burritos and all kinds of stuff.
Brian Silva will show up with just a bowl of soup.
He brought my Mets logo.
You know, I love Brian Silva, but he's always so happy, always smiling. He looks like a Campbell kid. He does. See, look at him. Doesn't he not? Hey, look at Brian Silva.
Good.
His hair is perfectly combed.
Yeah, he's too perfect.
He's got a great smile.
No, you're right.
And he's got those little cheeks you just want to squeeze. I love him.
Brian Silva, formerly the SID at San Bernardino Valley, now at College of the Desert. Friend of the show. He actually gave us a Met sticker to put up in the studio. It's wonderful.
He's the best.
Hey, huge weekend of sports.
Huge.
We've got Cal Baptist, big game coming up at Concordia.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
On Saturday night, we've got the Wall of Distinction ceremony for the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. And, of course, those NFL playoff games. And that local coach who played for one of these teams.
Yes.
The great Eric Zomalt, the head football coach at Citrus Hill High School. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles. He played for the Eagles several seasons. So we've got a local guy from one of those teams coaching here in the IE.
Does he want him to win?
Probably, right?
What if he doesn't?
The team that drafted him.
What if they waived him?
He was there for a couple years. Then I think he went to the Jets for another season or two.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
So he probably parted on good ways. Probably made a little cash, right?
A little cash.
The great Eric Zomalt is one of our favorites. Hey, the show's been brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by great customer service and low prices. Thank you, Bill Navigato, and a very Feliz Navigato to everyone out there. Right? Am I right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire with all your sporting gear needs. So the next time you're on the market for a new baseball bat or a soccer ball, anything you might need, helmet, pads, go to Ken Sporting Goods, or a cup, or a Letterman's jacket. Ken'sSportingGoods.com is the website. Do not delay. Go check it out today. Boost Performance Training in Corona with Coach Ray Bass. There's only one Ray Bass, and he's the best. And he's going to train you up from lacrosse to football and everything else in between. They've got those speed and agility classes, because you got to have strength and you got to have speed, and that first class is free. And they have small groups, so you're going to get that one-on-one attention with the great Ray Bass.
I would love to do that.
You can't find that anywhere else. And finally, Catalano Motors in Corona off Temescal Canyon Road. You can buy, trade, and finance, and they'll make that car shopping experience easy. Sometimes it's a headache. It stinks, but not at Catalano Motors. They'll make it so smooth. You'll wonder, why did I not do this a long time ago?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's the truth. When we come back on Monday, we'll break down these NFL playoff games. Cal Baptist at Concordia. What are you laughing at, Jeff?
I have two more jokes I want to tell you.
Go ahead, hit us up. Make it quick.
Why can't Derek Carr use the phone anymore?
Oh, not Derek Carr.
Because he can't find the receiver.
Oh, Jeff, that's my boy.
Okay, hey, what do the Oakland Raiders and Chick-fil-A have in common?
They're both delicious.
Neither one shows up for work on Sunday.
We'll see you Monday, 3 o'clock. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.